Hey guys, RTT back here for that video. Guys, we have another foldable phone on the market, and this is actually going to go ahead and be the Pixel Fold that we might see very shortly down the line of this year. So currently this phone is kind of on the hush-hush when it comes to Google. So currently the only information we have about it is all rumored stuff, but I still want to go ahead and cover this in this video, kind of talk about it and see what we could actually see of this phone, because this could be a very awesome phone. So starting off right away, yes, this foldable phone will go ahead and come from Google. Second thing we know is most likely a release date for this phone could be as early as middle October during their Google Pixel event. So that is something really exciting. We're going to see this alongside probably a Google Pixel 6 released at the same exact event. And price wise, this is the biggest thing about this device. Now obviously we have a little bit different of pricing when it comes to the foldable market. We have this right here, Surface Duo 1, that you can get for as low as $400. We have a Flip 3 that comes in at $999. We also have a Surface Duo 2 that is now coming in at $1499. And finally, we have the Fold 3 that's coming in at $1799. If Google wants to make this as successful as possible, possibly even more successful than the Samsung or the Duo lineup, they could go ahead and put the price tag of this device at $999, the same price as Samsung's Flip 3, and this phone would be a top-selling device. First off, it would move a lot more people into the foldable market. It would make it more mainstream to have a foldable phone, and it would just overall boost the foldable, landscape so far in the future. We'd have more developers working on foldable phones. We'd see more foldable phones out there in the market, period, a lot more in people's hands. This would change the whole entire game plan. And right now, Google has a chance to go ahead and do that. So some specs that we know about this phone is most likely it will share a lot of same specs as the Fold 3, going ahead and having Android 11 out of the box, a 7.6-inch display, inner display right there. Most likely we'll have an outer display that will be 6.2 inches. Like I said before, it's going to share a lot of same stats that we see out of the Fold 3, right? Now, at the same time, though, like I said, if that price tag is lower, that would be a huge W right there. But going down here, this is actually something a lot of people have been talking about and interested in, is right here. This is actually a patent that Google got for foldable phones. And what this patent shows us, now again, this might not be exactly what the Pixel Fold ends up being, but this patent actually shows us more or less like a a Surface Duo 1 and 2 type look, where it's like this, where it opens up and you can have it on both sides as screens. That's what it looks like right here. If I hold this right here like this, does that not look like the first picture right there, right? It does. And that is going to be kind of interesting. If somehow Google can make it so that the phone can actually fold 360 degrees while still having an outside display, where it's not just like what we see with the Surface Duo 2, which is a glance display, but actually having an outside full-on 6.2-inch display. You can fold the phone backwards, forward, 360 degrees, and no issue at all. That would be, first off, revolutionary. You put a good price tag on that device. You go ahead and you already know with the Pixel lineup, Google makes amazing cameras for their devices. So you give that 316 megapixel cameras, maybe put like a 10 megapixel camera on the front, something in for the inner display. Let's say you go ahead and put like a 7 megapixel under display camera inside. You could absolutely destroy the Fold 3 and the Surface Duo 2 in one sweet sitting. Other rumored specs: 120 hertz display across the board. Now, the biggest thing with the Surface Duo 2 that just got announced, and again, I did pre-order it, but it does have a 90 hertz display for the display. So each of these displays for the Surface Duo 2 are 90 hertz, not 120 hertz. That's what we saw, of course, with the Fold 3. The outer display and inner display both rock 120 hertz displays. For the Flip 3, it's 120 hertz display. Surface Duo 2 is 90 hertz. If they can make this 120 hertz, this could be an absolute best-selling device completely across the board. Now, for battery life, most likely it would come in with whatever the Fold 3 does have at 4,400 milliamps. Could it be a little bit lower? It could be. I will say that you don't want to put too low though, because that's something that a lot of people have been complaining about with the Flip 3 was the battery life was actually dog crap, and that's something that I will say if they are going to the foldable market, they don't want to go ahead and do that kind of concept. Now, I will say another thing, just a quick, rundown for this, is that we saw that the Apple's phone, actually the flippable Apple phone, got delayed, and I did cover that in a news story, because the reason why it got delayed is because Apple doesn't care about it. It's really weird to say, but with all these companies now coming out of the woodwork, trying to make a foldable phone, get into this foldable market, that's something that Apple actually went ahead and said, listen, we don't really care. We're not putting too much time and effort into this. And now it got delayed to 2024 rather than coming out in 2023. I don't think this will be delayed. I really do not think this will be delayed. And the reason why I say that is because Google, Samsung, Microsoft, all tech giants. Apple is too, but Apple has something that those companies do not have. When it comes to Google, Samsung, and Microsoft, they make affordable priced objects. They make stuff, technology you can buy for a cheap budget. Yes, iPhones have done the iPhone mini and also the iPhone, just the regular non-Pro models, and those have been more affordable. But over Apple's existence, they've always been known for premium products that have a high price tag of that item, and you're paying for the Apple name, but you're paying for that little Apple logo on your device, and you might pay extra money because you get that Apple logo. That's something that Samsung, Google, and all these other companies have not been like. They've been like, hey, listen, we're gonna get the best consumer price possible for the consumer while we're still making money, and we can get it out to you guys. And that's something that I will say makes sense why Apple isn't really caring about the foldable phone market, because Apple would put a price tag of $2,000+ on their object and it just wouldn't sell that well. While this phone right here, I will say, can sell very, very well, and I think it will sell very amazingly. Now, most likely the Snapdragon 888 processor we saw in the Surface Duo 2 will be in this device. There are some people who I've seen commenting down below saying that they're kind of wondering how hot the device will run, because that is something really, really important. When you have dual screens, whether it is on the Surface Duo 2 or the Galaxy Fold 3, how hot the device gets, especially with how much energy is being put off by the device, is a really true concern. And I will say, based on what I understand, hopefully we see an actual decent, crazy hot device, but it's something to really take in consideration when it comes to them making these devices. Is we don't want to have an issue where the device just overheats every single other second. Now, on this actual picture right here, now obviously this is just a render of what it could look like, you guys do see that the bezels are really big on this device right here, and this is something that actually kind of speaks volume to what we saw with the first Galaxy Fold, where the first Galaxy Fold, actually the outer display had a huge outer display when it came to the bezels. Now, I'm wondering if, and like I said before, I'm hoping with the Google Pixel Fold, we don't see the same issue we saw with the Galaxy Fold 1, where the inner display was just simply not the greatest, right? It was not durable at all. It could be broken very easily, and I'm hoping that same product does not happen with the Pixel here, because that is something Samsung took 2 generations of phones to figure out, and I'm hoping maybe Google can get like a little bit up here and maybe look at the Galaxy Fold 3 and kind of, figure stuff out. But I will say, overall wise, this should be really interesting. Like I said, sometime next month we should see at least some more information about this device. But if they can make this device for $999, same price as the Flip 3, we're going to see a very big foldable phone market future as the time goes on, especially if they could put wireless charging in this device, with something that the Surface Duo 2 does not have. We could see a lot of advancements very quickly when it comes to the foldable phone market, and maybe, just maybe, Apple will be like, listen, we're going to get into this market. But guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.